Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In our previous class, we have been discussed about the fifth chapter, principles of inheritance and variation. So in this chapter, we have been discussed the introduction. That means what is the meaning of inheritance, what is the meaning of heredity, what is the meaning of variation, genetics, and who coined the term as a genetics. William Batson in 1905 he given the name as a genetics. And even we have been discussed about the who was the first person who discovered about the heredity, who told about the heredity or inheritance. So Gregor John Mendel, he is the first person. So he told about the heredity. That means that characters will be transferred from parents to the offspring. So he was born to a very poor family, and he was done just a basic degree. By doing the basic degree, he introduced, that means he discovered about the genes. He discovered about how the characters will be transmitted from one generation to the another generation by selecting a plant. Which plant? Pea plant. That is nothing but Pisum sativum. So he selected that pea plant, and he conducted the experiment for how many years? 7 years he conducted. And even we studied that why he selected the pea plant, because pea plant, it is having their own character like annual, small climbers, bisexual plants, so that he can go for the cross pollination, self pollination, and many other characters it was present. So he collected the pea plant, and finally his work was successful, and he wrote all that information in a book called it as a experiment on plant hybridization. He wrote all his information. That means whatever the result he got on the doing his experiment for 7 years, all the things he written in a book called it as a experiment on plant hybridization. And he presented in front of Natural History Society, but unfortunately his work was unnoticeable because of the following reason. So up to here we have been discussed in our previous class here. So today's class, let us discuss how the Mendel's work has been rediscovered. That means Mendel has submitted his work so in the form of a principle and the laws, but his work was unnoticeable, and finally he was died. So when he was died, died in 1884. So but after his death, later whatever the work he has done here, that work it has been rediscovered. So let us discuss who has rediscovered his work again. So all the details we will study in this chapter. So first of all here, significance of the Mendel, rediscovery of the Mendel work here. Actually, so what happened is Mendel, after the death of the Mendels, what happened is another 3 scientists have been came here. So in which year? So the 3 scientists, which scientists? European botanist, namely Hugo de Veris, Karl Korans, and Techmark. So these are the 3 scientists here. So what are the name? Hugo de Veris, he was from Holland. So Karl Korans, he was from Germany, and Techmark, he was from Austrian. So these are the 3 scientists who rediscovered the Mendel work. How they rediscovered means he was conducting these 3 scientists, what they are doing is they were conducting the experiment on hybridization. Hybridization means crossing the different plants here. So these 3 scientists, they were crossing the different plants. They are doing the hybridization work on different plants. That means they were doing the experiment on different plants and they were conducting the hybridization. While they are doing that experiment, they need certain information. So that's why what they done is they went for library to search certain information in the library. So they were searching in the library, they were searching certain information. So they were searching for certain material. So while they were searching, unfortunately they got the book of the Mendel's work here, and when they come to know here, so what happened is whatever the information it has been written in that Mendel's book, all it was in a correct manner. So later these 3 scientists, they rediscovered that work. So that is only the significance of Mendel's work was recognized in 1900. So significance of the Mendel's work, that means significance means benefits of the Mendel work, whatever the Mendel he has done here. So from that Mendel's work, it was one of the benefit, we are getting for us here. That benefit, that significance of the Mendel work, it was recognized in which year means it was recognized in 1900, and it was recognized by whom means it was recognized by 3 European botanists here. So who are they means Hugo de Veris, Karl Korans, and Techmark. So these 3 scientists, they rediscovered this Mendel work here. So they discovered Mendel work by conducting the hybridization experiment on the different plants independently. So when they discovered When they found his work, Mendel's work means, so these three scientists, they were conducting the experiments here. See, they were conducting the hybridization experiment on different plants independently. These three scientists, they were doing some work here. So independently they were doing the hybridization work here. While they were doing here, but they need certain information. So that's why what they done is they went for the library. While searching for the reference material in the library of Buran Society, they came to know about the Mendel works here. Because here, so while they are searching for that material, so they got the information about the Mendel work here. And finally, they rewrote that Mendel work and republished under the title Mendel's Law of Heredity. So this is the important one here. So after while they are searching the material, so they got the information about the Mendel work, and they rewrote here again, because here Mendel wrote all the information in a statical manner here. So that's why this is also one of the reason that his work was in a unnoticeable in condition. So next, these three scientists, what they done is, whatever the information he was written in this book, called it as an experiment on plant hybridization, that explanation they wrote, they rewrote again, they have been written here. So that's why rewrote they are telling. These three scientists, they come to know that whatever the information the Mendel has given, it was perfectly, it was a correct manner. So that's why what they done here means, they rewrote that Mendel works, and again they republished that book. Again they published that book here. So again they published, that way we are calling it as a republished, we are calling, and they are given the title name, call it as a Mendel's Law of Heredity. Before Mendel, when he submitted that book, he given the name as a experiment on a plant hybridization. When these three scientists, they rewrote this book and republished, means they given the name, they removed that experiment on plant hybridization, and they given the book name as a Mendel's Law of Heredity. So Mendel's work is the foundation for the modern genetics. So what was the information the Gregor John Mendel, he wrote in that Mendel's Law of Heredity, which was one of the information foundation. I hope you people also, which is the foundation, your pre-KG is the foundation, your LKG is the foundation, because there only have been studied your basic thing here, ABCD, all these things, that is the basic to study a complete whole book. So which is the foundation? Your pre-KG is the foundation. In the same manner, so this whatever the information the Mendel has given, so which is the foundation means, this is the foundation for the modern genetics here. Hence he is referred as the father of genetics. So that's why Gregor John Mendel, what we are given the name is, we are calling it as a father of the genetics. One more question for your NEET or even for your board exam. So who is the father of the genetics? So who is the father of the genetics means, Gregor John Mendel is the father of the genetics. Why we are given the father of the genetics means, because he is the first person who told about the heredity. That means he is the first person who told that the characters will be transmitted from parents to the offspring. So the like in this manner, so what happened is, Mendel's work, it has been rediscovered. Mendel's work, it has been rediscovered by three scientists. These three scientists, they got the book which Mendel has been written, and after studying that book, they come to know that whatever the information it was present, it was 100%, it was correct. So that's why what they done is, they rewrote that book. So again they returned that book. These three scientists, they didn't publish as it is. So what they done is, again they rewrote that book and republished. Again they done the publication for that one, and they given that book name as a Mendel's Law of Heredity. And finally, so that information has spread to all over everyone here. Next further, that's why here, so what are the work the Mendel has been done here, it was one of the foundation for the modern genetics here. Genetics means you have been studied, the study about the heredity and the variation is called as genetics. It was the one of the foundation for the modern genetics. So that's why Gregor John Mendel, we are calling it as the father of the genetics here. Next, let us discuss, before starting the lesson here, we should know certain important terms. So let us discuss about that basic terms which will be utilized in this chapter. Again and again these terms will become, so because before starting that lesson, you should know all that terms here. What is the meaning of this term? Some of the basic terms used in the inheritance studies here. So to study the inheritance, if you want to study about the heredity means, we should know all these following terms. Let us discuss about this terms here. So first term is the gene. So to whom we are calling it as a gene means, the basic unit of the heredity present on the chromosome is called as gene. So what is the meaning of a gene means, the basic unit of a heredity is present on the chromosome is called as a gene, we are calling. So now you know very well, in our body how many chromosomes are present? How many chromosomes are present? You know very well, 46 chromosomes are present in our body. So how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes are present. Now what is the structure also you have been studied. So this is the structure of the chromosomes. So like that, how many chromosomes are present? 46 chromosomes are present. So due with the help of these chromosomes only, the characters will be transmitted from one person to the another person. Already you people, you have been studied in your first year also, and you know very well this one. Now, so gene, who is the gene means on these chromosomes, a small unit it will be present. Like how assume that, so these chromosomes, these are the benches. Like how in your class you will sit on the benches. Assume that the benches are the chromosomes and you are sitting on the benches, you are the genes. You are sitting on the benches, you are the gene. Your benches are the chromosomes. So how many benches are there in a classroom? 46 benches are there in a classroom. So how many chromosomes are there in your body? 46 chromosomes are there on your body. So and on that 46 benches, so who is sitting? You people, you are sitting. That means each one of you is called as gene. In the same manner, so on this chromosome, 1 or 2 or 3 it will not be there. Plenty of genes will be present, and all the genes, they will hold one character which is present in our body. So example, we having the plenty of character, like how your color is one character. So your nose is like a parrot, this is one character. Your ear is like a elephant ear, that is one character. So like that, we having the varieties of character. We are very short or you are very tall, so these are all are one character. Your hairs are curly, or your hairs are straight, or your hairs are smooth, your hairs are rough. So like that, whichever the characters are present in our body, so for each character, one gene will be present. So that's why what we are calling gene is the basic unit we are calling, because gene we are calling as a basic unit, because this gene, they are holding one character. Each gene it will hold how many character? Each gene it will hold one character. Each gene it will hold one character which is present in your body. Understand? Each gene it will hold one character. Where the gene will be present? Gene will present on the chromosome. Where the chromosome will be present? Chromosome will present inside the nucleus. Where the nucleus will be present? Nucleus will present inside the cell. So another one thing keep remember, where the gene will be present? Gene will be present on the chromosome. Where the chromosome will present? Chromosome will present in the nucleus. Where the nucleus will present? Nucleus will present in the cell. So who is the cell? This is the cell. So how many cells are present from top to bottom? In every cell we will find like this, 46 chromosomes are present in every cell. So in human beings, whoever it may be, whether that human beings are living in India or America or Africa or Australia, whichever he may be living in the part of the world. So if human beings means in their body 46 chromosomes will be present in a normal man. In a normal man. In abnormal condition, so in certain variation it may changes, but normally how many chromosomes will present is 46, and on that 46 who is present means a unit it will be present, called it as a gene. So that's why gene, what we are calling gene, we are calling it as a basic unit of the heredity, because this is the basic unit, because this gene only it is carrying the character. Now you people, you are having the characters of your parents. Your father he is a black in color, means if you got the character of the, that means from your father, that gene has been entered into your body, which is holding your black character. Suppose your mother, she is very fair, so that means in your mother body, the gene it is carrying the white color character. That gene, if it has been entered into your body, now that gene it is expressing into your body. So that's why you are in a fair in color. So like that, so gene is the unit. Gene, to the gene only the characters will be transmitted from parents to the offspring. So that's the basic unit of the heredity. It is the basic unit of the heredity. Where it will present means present on the chromosome is called as gene. So these are all the 1 mark question. Which are the terms I am telling here, they may ask you in your exam for either for 1 mark or other for the 2 marks, they may be ask you here. So factors of by Mendel. Gene even we are calling it as a, what we are calling gene even we are calling it as a, what we are calling means gene even we are calling it as a factors by Mendel we are calling. What we are calling gene even we are calling it as a factors of Mendel we are calling. Next one, Next one in your notes, another one definition is there. If you like means you can write that definition. Another definition, the functional segment of the DNA responsible for the expression of particular character is called as gene. So two definitions are there. Among that which you get is the definition you can write for the gene. So gene means where you have been understand. Gene where it will be present. Gene it is present on the chromosome. Chromosome where it will present? It will present inside the nucleus. Nucleus where it will present? Inside the cell. So like this is a chain manner. So first cell, then nucleus, then chromosome, and inside that chromosome plenty of gene, 1 or 2 or 3 it will not be there, plenty of number of genes it will be present. Next let us discuss the allele terms or allelomorphic. So what is the meaning of alleles? Alleles means a pair of gene or two alternative forms of a gene located on a particular locus of a homologous chromosome responsible for a particular character is called as allele. So alleles to whom we are calling is a pair of gene. Just now we have been discussed about the gene. What is the meaning of gene? Gene is a basic unit. What is the meaning of gene? Gene is a basic unit. Where the gene it will be present? Gene it will present on the chromosome like this. This is the chromosome. So gene where it will be present? Gene will present on this chromosome. As I given one example also. Assume that you are sitting on the benches. Benches is a chromosome. On which bench you are sitting? Assume that bench is a chromosome. On that bench you are sitting. And you are the gene, and you are holding each character of your body. So you are holding the character, each character which is present in your body. So our body we having the plenty of characters are present here. Each one we having the similar one character. Suppose your blood group is A group means for that one gene is responsible to hold that group. Suppose your blood group is B means for that also one gene is responsible. AB means one gene will be responsible. O means one gene will be responsible. That means totally from top to bottom how many characters are there? For every character one gene will be holding. Now alleles to whom means to which character it is holding. For that character we are representing in the form of alleles. Example I tell you. So in one organism, suppose one human being or one plant, the plant it is tall. Suppose you assume that pea plant it is tall in condition. Suppose assume that, and that time I am repeating here, take a plant, now that plant it is a tall in manner, or else I take a human being, that human being he is a tall, either he may be a male or she may be a female. We are consider either you take it as a human beings as an example, or you take the plant as an example. So we are taking one character of that particular organism. Now we will take the plant. So plant is tall. Tall means lamba. So plant is tall. So that is a character. Which character? Tall is a character. Now this tall character is held by a gene. Tall character is held by a gene, and you know very well where the gene it will be present. Gene is present on the chromosome. Where the gene will be present? Gene will present on the chromosome. Now this tall character, so it is represent in the form of a allele. Now how we are representing means we are representing in the form of a alphabets. So every character how we are representing means we are representing in the form of a what means capital and small alphabets. Alphabets means you have been studied A, B, C, D, E, F. So in that A, B, capital or small alphabets, we are representing the character. Suppose as I said here, the plant is tall means we are representing in the form of a like this. TT. TT means it is an allele. So this T is one allele, this T is one allele. So or else even for tall character it will come like this also. Capital T, small t also it will come here. So this is also one type of alleles. So that means totally we are calling it as a gene. Single we are calling it as a allele. So capital T is one allele, and this capital T is also one allele, which will come in a pairing condition. Always it will be in a pairing condition. So this is also it will represent the tall only. This is also it will represent the tall only. Suppose here a plant it is tall means either in their body the genes either it may be in this manner or in this manner. We can't know, we can't tell from externally whether what type it is present. but 100% if the person he is in tall in condition means the genes it will be either in this manner or in this manner, both they will shows what here means tallness they will shows. Or else a plant it is in a very short manner, dwarf condition. Plant I will write here, plant suppose it is a plant is in a dwarf condition, it is present. Plant where it is present, plant it is in a, I will write here, suppose plant it is in a dwarf. Dwarf means what? Short. Plant height is very short, it is there. So that is also one character. So which character? Height character. As you have been studied in your previous class. So Mendel has selected the, why he selected the P plant means because each character they having the two types here. Height. In height it may be a tall or it may be a dwarf. So for tall we are representing in the form of a capital T or capital T, small t. So for dwarf we are representing in the form of a small t. So because here recessive in condition. What here means recessive in condition. So always recessive we are indicating in the form of a small letters. So dominance we are indicating in the form of a capital letters. Keep remember this one. So always how we are representing means dominance character will be represented in the form of a capital letters. Recessive characters we are representing in the form of a short small letters. Now dwarfness is a recessive character. So it is a low character. As I said you here, what is the difference between dominance and recessive character? So if two persons they are fighting means who has been weak, so he will become a dominant, and who will be weak here, he will be a recessive. Like another example I will tell you here, one couple in usually in a family husband and wife will be there. So in some families husband will be the dominant. How the husband will tell, wife has to listen in that manner. Now who is the dominance here? Husband is the dominance. Who is the recessive? Wife is the recessive. In some cases in some families what happens is wife will be the dominant on the husband. So how the wife will tell, husband has to listen in that manner. So whatever the wife will tell, husband has to agree in that manner. So who is the dominance here? Wife is the dominance. Who is the recessive? Husband is the recessive. So like that different pattern we will get in the same manner. So always dominance we are indicating in the form of a capital letters, whereas dwarfness we are indicating in the form of a small letters. Now these are the alleles. Who are the alleles? These are the alleles. These are the alleles here. This is the alleles. These are all are the alleles here. So alleles means here what allelomorphic means what here? A pair of gene. So this is what I mean. They are always they will be written in the form of a pair. See pair. This is small t pair. Capital T pair. Capital T small t pair. So that's why a pair of gene. So this one it is holding the character. So we are calling it as a gene. So the gene which is holding for the tall character. The gene which is holding for the dwarf character. And in the form there are two alternative forms of a gene located on a particular locus of homologous chromosome responsible for a particular character. So two alternative forms here. Alternative form it is present. Next here, this is also showing the tall character. This is also showing the tall character only. But here both are dominant. Here one is dominant allele, another one is the recessive allele. So capital T is the dominant allele. Small t is the recessive allele. So both there, that's why two alternative forms of alleles located on the particular locus of the homologous chromosomes. So this is the homologous chromosome where they are represented means they are present on the locus. Locus means the place where the gene it will sit. We are calling it as a locus. To whom we are calling it as a locus means the place where the gene it will sit. We are calling it as a locus. Suppose on the benches where you will sit, that place we are calling it as a locus. Now chromosome, this is the chromosome. So this is the locus. On this the gene will be sit like this. So bigger I will write here. This is the chromosomes means so this place we are calling it as a locus. On that the two genes will be present in this manner. Genes will be present. Each one we are calling it as a alleles, which is responsible for what he means, which is responsible to show the characters. Next we will discuss the next term, call it as a locus. Just now as I said here, so where the genes where it will sit on the chromosome, that place we are calling it as a locus. Locus to whom we are calling the specific location or position of the gene on the chromosome is called the locus. What is the meaning of locus? Means the specific location or position of the gene where the gene it will sit on that place we are calling it as a, what you means we are calling it as a locus. Suppose if you are a chair, on that chair you are sitting, that place where the chair where the place which you are sitting, that place we are calling it as a locus. So suppose here this is the, assume that this is a place, on this place you are sitting, so assume that my hand is a gene, assume that my hand is a gene. Now the gene will sit on this place. Now this place we are calling it as a locus. This is the locus. On this place who is sitting? The genes are sitting. And gene where it will be present? Gene it will present on the chromosome. Keep remember this one. Other time I will tell you here. So first of all the chromosome will be present. So this is the chromosome. 46 chromosomes will be present. So on this chromosome plenty number of genes will be present. So how many genes will be present? Many genes will be present, and each gene what they are doing? They are doing holding one characters which is present on your body. If your nails are long means for that also one gene will be present. Your eyeball is black in color means for that one gene will be present. If your eyeball is in that manner means for every character which is present in your body the gene is responsible. Now gene where it will be sit, the gene the place where the gene it will sit, that place we are calling it as a gene. Suppose this is one place, 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 this is one, like that here. These are all are the place where the place we are calling it as a locus. On this place will be sit the gene will be sit which is holding the character, and genes will be represented in the form of a alleles. That means they are represented in the form of a capital letters. So example I have been told you here. So what I means tallness here. So tall means capital we are indicating in the form of a capital T we are indicating. That means tall character we are either we are representing in the form of a TT. That is nothing but we are calling it as a what we are calling heterozygous. That later I will tell you here. So either we can represent in the form of this TT or in this manner capital T or capital T small t. In this manner we can represent. Or else another one character as I shown you here. So dwarf character we can represent in the form of a small t we can represent. So always recessive characters we are indicating in the form of a small manner. Or else here suppose the PA is seats are in a round shape it is present. This is also one character. So round we are presenting in the form of a capital R we are indicating. So or else if the seed shape is a wrinkle in condition means we have wrinkle in condition means we are representing in the form of a small r we are representing. Round even we are representing in the form of a capital R, small r we are representing. So like that these are this capital T or capital T small t, these are all we are calling it as a alleles. So these alleles, how many alleles will be present? Always they will be present in a pair manner it will present. So that's why here I have been shown you here a pair of a gene as I said here. So always the alleles it will be in a pair manner it will be present, and complete these two alleles we are calling it as a genes. Two alleles called it as a gene. Gene it will sit on the locus. So gene where it will be sit, they will sit on the chromosomes. So like that. This is about the locus. Locus means the specific location or position of a gene on the chromosome is called as locus here. Next term phenotype. So what is a phenotype? Means external characters here. Suppose here external characters means morphological characters. Already in your first year you have been studied about the morphological character, 5th lesson. So you have been studied about the morphological characters of the flowering plant here. Or else here if you are seeing one girl, see that girl how beautiful she is. She is very tall, or she is having long hairs, or she is having the short hairs. So her eyeball is blue in color. So all this character, she is very black or she is very fair. So these are all are nothing but we are calling it as a external character. The characters which is visible for us we are calling it as a phenotype. So phenotype means the visible external or morphological of an organism is called as phenotype. What is the meaning of phenotype? Means the visible external or morphological character of an organism is called as a phenotype. So example as I said here, for the tree if we are tall character, or dwarf character, or round seeds, or wrinkled seeds. So these are all are nothing but we are calling it as a phenotype we are calling. So just phenotype means it should come in your mind that external characters, the characters which is visible for your eyes, we are calling it as a what here means we are calling it as a phenotype we are calling. In the same manner, let us know what is the meaning of a genotype here. Genotype means, as I said you here, these are all are the external character. For every character, genes will be present. So for every character, genes will be present. So for that character, genes are represented. The genes we are calling it as a genotype. So genotype means the genes. That for every character, the genes which is represented, that character we are calling it as a genotype we are calling. Suppose example, tall character as I said here, external. See that plant, it is a tall. So which is the phenotypic character. So for that genotype, it will be TT. R capital T, small t, it will be there, finish. Or else here, that plant, it is a short plant. Plant is very short, it is a dwarf plant, very short plant. For that genotype will be small t, it will be there. Like this. So this is the genotype. Or else here, your mother, she brought the C, P. Your mother, she brought the P. P means batani ki phalli. Your mother, she brought the batani ki phalli. Now you will open that pot and you will see the batani. That is nothing but P. Now P, batani, it is in which condition? Batani, it is in a round seed. Batani kaise hai? Batani round, it is there. So as soon as you will tell, see how the batani, it is in a round. That is the external. For that the genes will be in which quadrant? Capital R, or else another one, it is the pattern capital R, small r, it will be present. So capital R also it will shows the round, because round is a dominant here. So capital R, small r is also a round. So this is the genotype. So which is the phenotype character? Round seed is the phenotype character. Which is the genotype character means that's capital R, small r is the genotype character. Or else here the seeds, your mother, which she brought the P here. So it contains the wrinkled seeds. If you open the pod, if you open that batani ki phalli means, we will find the seeds. What we will find? Seeds. The seeds are in a wrinkle in condition. So wrinkle, as I said you here yesterday, as I shown you here, like this wrinkle in condition, it will be present. Now for that genotype will be small r. So this is the genotype. Now we in this here, which is the phenotype characters means tall, dwarf, round seed, wrinkle seeds is the phenotypic characters. Which is the genotypic character means for all these phenotypic character, the genes which we are representing, the genes are the what here means genotypic character we are calling. See here also written capital T, small t for tallness. This is the what here means, this is the genotype. Genes they are representing. This is we are calling as a genes. For this what we are calling? For this we are calling it as a gene. So in that the alleles which is present, in that the capital T and small t which is present, this is we are calling it as a alleles. What we are calling? This is we are calling it as a alleles. So in the same manner, so this is the genotype. So phenotype will be visible, but genotype it is not visible. If you find any person, he is tall means externally we can tell that he is a tall, but by say externally we can't tell that what type of genes are present, whether they having a capital T are present, whether they having the capital T or small t it is present. We can't tell by seeing externally. If you want to know means, we have to check the inside their body. We have to collect the chromosomes from their nucleus. Then by through the varieties of technique, we can come to know about the what type of gene. Easily we can know what type of genes are present in there, but directly we can't see. Through they have to collect the chromosomes from the person, and then only we can know that. So what type of genes are present? So what type of genes are present in that tall person? Whether it is capital T, or whether it is having the small t, capital T, it is present. Next one. So next term is the homozygous condition. Next term, what it is the next term is the homozygous condition. So let us see what is the meaning of a homozygous condition. The presence of two identical genes on homologous chromosomes with respect to a character is called as homozygous condition. So as you know very well, homo means what? Homo means same. So already you know very well. So homo means what here? Same. Hetero means what here? Hetero means different. Homo means what here? Different. Homozygous condition. So there the presence of two identical genes. Presence of two identical same genes it will be present. Suppose just now as I said here capital T. So both are same. So here also capital T, here also capital T. Both are same. So that's why this one we are representing in the form of a homozygous condition. Or else here small t. This is also we are calling it as a homozygous condition. The presence of two identical means what here? Similar. You have seen that identical twins, to whom we are calling it as identical twins means if the both children are exactly similar to each other means we are calling it as identical twins. In the same manner here both are same, so that's why we are calling it as identical genes we are calling. So this is also homozygous condition. This is also homozygous condition. But what the character it is showing? It is showing the tall character and it is representing the dwarf character. Dwarf character means short character. Or else here capital R, it is a round seed. Or else small r, it will shows the wrinkle seed it is showing. So both are what here? Both are, it is in the form of a which condition means both are in the form of a homozygous condition. So these are all are in a homozygous because both are same in condition. Where they are present means they are present on the homologous chromosomes. Where they will be present means you know very well they are present on the chromosomes like this capital T or small t or capital R, small r like that they will be present. So that condition we are calling it as a homologous we are calling. Next here example capital T as we are written here homologous tall or small t we are calling it as a homologous dwarf we are calling. Next term heterozygous. Just now as I said here hetero means what here? Hetero means different. What is the meaning of hetero? Hetero means different here. If two dissimilar genes are present. What is the meaning of hetero means? Two dissimilar genes are present. Like for example as I said here capital T small t. It is representing what here? It is representing for the tall character. Now this is different, this is different. It is a capital letter, it is small letter. In this here, so who is the dominant? Capital T is the dominant. In this who is dominant? Capital T is the dominant here and small t is the recessive. Capital T is the recessive. In this condition, this is also dominant, this is also dominant. In this condition, this is also recessive, this is also recessive. As I said you here, capital letters, it will indicate the dominance. Capital letters, it will indicate for dominance and recessive, it will indicates for the recessive indicated by the small letters. Dominant it is indicated by the capital letter. Recessive it is indicated by the small letter. So small t they are in a recessive in condition. So that's why we are calling it as a dwarf. In that this is the dominant and this is the recessive. So like this manner it will be present. So this condition we are calling it as a heterozygous. So heterozygous means capital T, two different. So the presence of two dissimilar genes on homologous chromosome with respect to a character. So this is also holding one character. This is also holding a character. See, it is with respect to a character means they are holding a character. When where they are present means both they are present on the homologous chromosome only they are present. But they are both are similar, here both are dissimilar. Same definition it will comes here. The presence of two here instead here identical genes it will comes. This variation will come. Here two dissimilar genes it will come. That's all. And the both are present on the homologous chromosomes only they are present. With and both with respect to two characters means both they are holding one character. Whether it may be homozygous condition or whether it may be a heterozygous in condition. So this is we are calling it as a heterozygous condition and homozygous condition. Understand? Next term. Next term is dominant gene. Next term what here means dominant gene. Just now as I said here, dominant gene as I said here, a gene which expresses itself phenotypically in the presence of its contrasting character or recessive gene is called as dominant gene. So dominant gene to whom we are calling means the gene. So who will be dominant? Just now as I said here, two persons they are fighting means among that who is more strong, he will be the dominant. He will beat for the recessive one and he will be the winner in the same manner. So the dominant gene means it will express his character. Who will be the dominant? That dominant it will get expressed phenotypically. Suppose example I will tell you here. Suppose your mother, suppose your father is tall and your mother she is short. Or else here take one couple. So either the father, in that couple father is tall, that means here father it may having the capital T it is having, and mother it is short, that means here in her body she is having the small t it is present. For this couple they got a young ones. Now that young ones, if she having the character of the father, tall character, means that means here father character will get expressed. That means whose character has been expressed. Now from both is here father character will also come, mother character will also come, but among that here, so who will be the dominant, that character will get expressed. Now here suppose here the child which has been born here, the child it has got the character of the father, that means here father has dominated on the mother character. Father will tell I am very tall, so that's why that tallness should enter in my child, means that the character it has dominate, means the baby will be born with a tall character. If the mother character is what here dominate, means then that character will be expressed in the young ones, that characters will be expressed in the young ones here. So like that, so who will be dominate, that character will be expressed in the child. Now you people also having the characters, so your character exam people they will be exactly like their father, some they will be exactly like mother, and some they will be mixture of both father and mother, but it is not that here. So who is her exactly father, in her body mother character it is not there 100%. Offspring if they are born here, means they will be having both father and mother character will be present, where it may be present. So if a child it has born here, means that child it is having both the character, father character will also be there, mother character will also be there, but so among that who will dominate, their character will be expressed in the offspring. So phenotypically it will get expressed, externally it will get expressed, genotypically it will get hidden in their body. And who will be recessive, if mother character will be recessive here, means that characters will be hidden, it will be hidden in their body. Understand? As I said here, father and mother both character will be present in the offspring, but among that father dominated here, means father character has dominated, means that it will be expressed in the offspring. If mother character it has been dominated, means mother character it will be expressed in the offspring, and father character will be hidden. Understand? So dominant gene means a gene which express itself. This gene, dominant gene, it will express itself phenotypically. External characters will be appear on the body. So presenting in the contrasting gene are recessive gene here. So on their body they will inside their body they will be having this recessive genes, it will be present. It doesn't that, so they doesn't have any recessive gene in their body. Recessive gene will be present, but it will be in a hidden in condition. Next example they are given here, heterozygous tall. So this is the dominant gene. So here, so tall character is also there, just now she has shown you here. Tall character is also gene it is there. So this is the T, capital T, it is indicating the tall character, and small t it is indicating the dwarf character of the mother. But among that who has dominated, but the father character has been dominated. So that's why their gene has been appear. Or else here, if mother is tall, suppose here mother is tall. Suppose here father, mother, father, mother. Now father is tall, mother is dwarf. That means here tall, dwarf. Dwarf we are indicating in the form of a small t, tall we are indicating in the form of a capital T we are indicating. So we are indicating in this form, capital T, small t we are indicating. Now father tallness it will comes here, and dwarfness of the mother it will comes. But among that who will be character will be dominate, father character, father tallness. So baby will be born. So they will tell that, oh, father height has been came, mother height it has not appear. So like that we will tell. Suppose in this case father in this manner, father is a dwarf. Father is dwarf. Dwarf we are indicating in the form of a small t. Mother is tall. That means tall means mother it is in the form of a capital T or small t it may be present. Now they got the child. Now the child they will get the father character also and the mother character. Capital T they got from the mother and small t they got from the father. Now here, who is the dominant gene? Capital T is the dominant as usual. So now capital T, the baby here is also the tall only. Now whose character has been expressed? Mother character has been expressed. That they'll tell that, oh, mother character has been expressed in the body, father character has not expressed. Phenotypically it has not expressed. Phenotypically means externally father character has not expressed. Father character dwarfness it has been not expressed. But inside their body the genes are present. See, genes is present. This gene it will belongs to whose? This gene it will belongs to the father. But externally whose character it is showing? Mother character it is showing. So mother is in a tall manner. So that's why externally mother character it is expressing. But internally phenotypically father character is also present here. We can't tell that father character is not there in your body. Father character will also be there. Mother character will also be there. Here also see, so father character it has been expressed externally, but we can't tell that mother character it is not there. Mother character is also here. See, this is the gene, it will belongs to the mother. So this gene it has came from the mother. So like that here. So that's why if any child, if you are appearing exactly like your father also in your body, the mother characters will also be present, but it will be in a hidden in condition. That characters it may be expressed into the next generation. For you people, if you get in future, if you get your child, that characters may be expressed in your child. So like that the pattern it is present. Or else here, if you are exactly like your mother means, so your father character will be hidden inside your body. So this condition what we are calling means, we are calling it as a dominant gene. So this condition we are calling it as a dominant gene, and which will be in a hidden in condition we are calling it as a recessive gene. Recessive gene means, just now as I said here, the genes cannot express. Recessive genes cannot express here, but dominant gene they can express. So recessive gene they cannot express phenotypically. Just now as I said here, mother if it is a dwarfing condition means mother she can't express her characters externally. Phenotypically means externally she can't express her character. So whether it may be a father or mother, it may be a mother, in their body if they having any recessive gene means, that recessive genes they can't express in their child. So it will be remains as it is. So in the presence of the dominant gene. So if dominant gene are there means they can't express their character. So recessive gene, if the dominant gene, if there means recessive gene they are unable to express. Who will express? Always the dominant gene only they will be express. And dominant gene we are indicating in the form of a small letters. Recessive gene we are indicating in the form of a small letters. Dominant gene we are indicating in the form of a capital letters. So in heterozygous stall, so capital T small t it is a present. So the genes capital T it is a small capital T it will comes in a which condition? Capital T it will comes in your dominant condition. Whereas small t is a recessive. Small t it is a recessive. So in both this here, who will be dominant? Capital T will be the dominant here. So who is recessive? The gene T is a recessive in the presence of a gene T, capital T. So this capital T is the dominant and small t is the recessive. Who will be your dominant means capital T it will express his character, whereas the small t it will be hides inside the body. So this is about the recessive gene and the dominant gene. So we'll stop here. Remaining still terms are there. That terms will discuss in your next class. If you didn't understand means, you can contact me and you can ask another one time.